Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be an adventurer who in their off time used the resources they found to create Michelin star level cuisine? Well, now you can with Cuisineer. You'll find yourself exploring the depths of the world just to find your next recipe. But enough beating around the bush. Let's talk about what Cuisineer truly is. So pull out your favorite cooking utensil and prepare for adventure. Before you open your restaurant, wait, is this even your restaurant? Well, it's your parents, and wait, they're dying? Well, I guess it's best to come back from your adventures to go see them, and they aren't here? Oh, seems you were too late, but hey, your friend is here, Biscotti, and she has a final letter to you from your parents. Okay, so after being gaslit by your parents into coming back home, you now own this restaurant, I guess. Now you have to start running the place from scratch, and who knew it'd be so easy? Just gather a few ingredients and... Wait, what do you mean my parents never paid off their taxes? Why is this my problem? Well, I guess we have to pay 2,000 coins in taxes, but realistically it won't be that... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, with that scam aside, let's realistically talk about how we're going to make that kind of money. Running a restaurant has a lot of different moving pieces, so let's start with the most simple, gathering ingredients. Just hop on over to your local enchanted forest or volcano and beat the crap out of the local wildlife to get meat, veggies, fruit, and weapons? Why were they even carrying those? Anyways, gather all you can in your backpack that is always too small before using a teleport home stone you got from Biscotti that would totally been useful before I traveled all the way back on foot. And store those precious ingredients away for cooking. But hey, we need to make money. How will we even do that? Well, by opening the restaurant, of course. Then, well, you remember you don't even have a table, let alone a stool. Well, hey, don't worry. Head on to your local carpenter, who just so happens to be a wolf man who is too tall to fit inside the screen and literally has to crouch to see his face. Honestly, love that for him. Anyways, give him money and wood. Oh, you don't have any wood. Well, back to the dungeon with you. Go beat the crap out of anything that is shiny and it'll drop its corresponding material. Go back home and now you can finally get that, and he's closed. Well, best wait for tomorrow, and finally you have your table and stool. Plop those down, you can finally open your restaurant and make some dough, or coins I should say. Now that you finally made some money, you can finally get better weapons and even upgrade your backpack. Well, not so fast. You see that on the right of the screen? Those are the days of the week, and they all correspond to a flavor. We got sweet, sour, umami, salty, and spicy. Yeah, we'll go with that. Well, each of those days corresponds to a rotating traveling merchant, and the tailor to upgrade your backpack and belt is one of those. So you better plan ahead. Alongside that, don't expect to always get what you want. After all, everyone in this town has their own lives, and sometimes their shop will be closed. Sorry, you wanted to upgrade your weapons on the day where the blacksmith is closed? Well, tough luck. But now that I mention it, yeah, you can upgrade your weapons and armor in multiple ways. Of course, there's just upgrading the raw stats, which is a little underwhelming. To be honest, 1 damage increase isn't too much. The most important of the two is you can go to this flamboyant man and get him to re-roll your special skills on your guild that gives more special effects. Okay, honestly, how long has this section been going? Oh god. Okay, we're gonna speedrun a few mechanics. Speedrun. Go! There's a boba shop which you could use to buy health potions and upgrade them to get special effects. You get letters every day, some of them giving you information about what types of food will be popular the next day. There's a day and night cycle with some special markings for lunch and dinner rush respectively. I still don't know what this one does. Don't ask me. There seems to be seasons, which I don't know fully what they affect, but you know, there's days, so it must mean something. And the townspeople will make you literally do everything for them, but hey, at least you get new recipes. But if you want to make those recipes, you also need to upgrade your cooking stations because you're too stupid otherwise. Okay, I think that is the basics of the gameplay, and as you could tell, there's a lot, and I'm sure I missed a few things. Spoiler, I definitely did. But the game really feels like Moonlighter plus Reciteer meets Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing. It's super fun and enjoyable, and the loot's great. So for gameplay, I'm gonna be giving it 5 out of 5. The only nick I have is I don't know what the end of the dungeon looks like because your backpack fills with so much stuff. I don't think it's a gameplay problem and more of an intended mechanic, and it isn't too bad. Also, one other small thing is please make it less easy to window out of the game. It really doesn't affect gameplay that much. It's a little thing I will note is you will window out of the game extremely easily on mouse and keyboard. But with all the specifics out of the way, let's talk about how to make your restaurant really stand out with visuals. Okay, let's start by talking style around your restaurant. And the world is so fun and lively. You'll find characters standing around and kids running around and having fun, honestly in a very wholesome style. I think the strongest part of the game is all the sprites when you talk to literally any NPC, especially the ones that only give quests, have their own unique style and personality. Alongside this, the colors of the town and each of the areas fit lovely. There's a good amount of differences in models and designs, which are mainly used to tell customer types apart when running your restaurant, but hey, it still adds a lot to the look. So for visuals, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. But hey, look at this funny issue I found when you window out on the title screen. Honestly, it affects literally nothing, but you'd only notice it if you were streaming or recording. And it's funny, right? So yeah, either way, let's just talk about the atmosphere of your restaurant. Buzzkill. I just gotta say this. Here's the option to turn off the sounds of eating because, well, if you don't like them, or even if you don't mind it, it gets kind of annoying. But hey, you can turn it off, so that's good to know when running the restaurant and lunch rush comes and all you hear is... But besides that, I love the sound effects of this game. The weapons give good impacts when hitting enemies with strong sweeps, and the music is so lovely. I love it. 5 out of 5 for sound. Everything just meshes together so well. And I know I rate this highly, but I don't care. Now that we know what everything looks and sounds like in our restaurant, let's talk about how many people we'll have to serve to pay off our tax. I mean, how much you will want to run this shop. Okay, so replayability is a bit hard since it's going to take a while to beat a run. Honestly, I don't even know if I could truly beat a run. I don't know how many floors are in a dungeon, but I'm going to assume it's like 5. And I have seen bosses, so I assume there's an end. But given that you need to go back to the dungeon to get more ingredients, you will be replaying it a lot. Which some may say it's boring, but I say it's fun and enjoyable to do a little grinding and get stuff to make those really tasty meals. I, so far, have unlocked 2 dungeons, but I feel like there's at least 3 more I have yet to unlock just by the map. This game is very chill and take at your own pace, so there is no rush. But for what the game offers, I feel myself coming back to it a lot, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I'm hesitant to give it any higher because, well, unlike other roguelikes, where you get completely random gear, you have stagnant gear that you can upgrade, and once you get that fully upgraded and make the perfect build, you can just beat the game GG. So it doesn't have as much to offer as others, but the fact that you have your restaurant helps it out a lot. But how hard is it to explore these dungeons? Difficulty-wise, it's definitely very middle ground. On paper, you could stun like every enemy in the game, so it's pretty easy in that regard. But also at the same point, you don't have a defense stat, you just have a health. And let me tell you, it can go down very quickly with waves of mobs. And trust me, there's a lot of them. So base, it's very middle ground, but hey, for you non-roguelike players who just want to have a good time, there are 3 easier difficulties to make it even more like Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing. And for those who want it harder, well, there aren't any harder difficulties for you, at least at the start. So sorry, but normal's the only way you got it. And for normal mode, I would say it's a nice 3 out of 5. But hey, before you continue, let me serve you up a nice meal. Today's special is a hot and piping like button. What, you think I wasn't going to say something like this? If you're enjoying, make sure to hit that and let me know in the comments your thoughts on the game. Or even better, just post your favorite food in the comments. Well, with 8+ hours in the game of beating up chickens for meat and cursing the tax scammer, I mean collector, whenever I can, I fell in love with this game. Honestly, it's super fun and holds a special place in my heart, alongside Moonlighter. And for that reason, I'm going to be giving this game 4 golden paw coins out of 5. It's a super good pickup for anyone who's wanting a more chill gaming experience with some hints of roguelike still mixed in. But is it worth your time, money, and getting gaslit by your virtual parents? Well, given the time I have put in the game, the charm, the style, the gameplay, I would say if you're a fan of Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, or Rune Factory, or any game adjacent to that, and like the combat at the first or last of those, like tycoon games with interesting twists, and or want to live those days of Diner Dash games, then I would say yes. But you want to know what else I recommend? Check out this video on Windblown, which has a bunch of cute animals, but still, it's much more action-packed than this game.